Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is our Rice News analyst, great Malabite, Emmanuel Efeni.
Yes, good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Victoria Tundu, MQ Abiola.
Good morning.
Yes, it's been horrendous in Lagos for the past couple of days, especially on that axis. Bad traffic. Well, let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, The Economist. Nigeria missing out on rare global oil boom opportunity, says woeful economy contributing to violence. Describes 4 billion naira Tompolo contract as bizarre. Prosecutes suspected oil thieves, Senate orders military security chiefs. Falana, I have evidence. Government knows those behind crude oil theft, smuggling. Obi estimates 1.3 trillion worth of crude oil stolen. Yes, well, The Economist is not revealing any secret or saying anything new, but newspapers in Nigeria have reported this, have commented on this, analysts on this program and elsewhere have commented on this, that how come Nigeria, at a time there is oil boom, tanks or no tanks, to Russian invasion of Ukraine, other countries, oil-producing countries, are smiling to the bank, building up their reserves, but not Nigeria. And this is not strange because we know the way we've been running this economy in this country leaves much to be desired. Of course, we talk of oil thieves and oil thieves, something that seems to have assumed a new dimension under this administration. Of course, on page 5 of this day, there's also a report. Federal government lacks willpower to confront daring, sophisticated oil thieves. Says oil cartel funding elections in Nigeria. That is another report. A report by ProShare, a market intelligence data analyst firm. Of course, they say in their recent report, of course, which dived deep into the magnitude of the crude oil theft in Nigeria, the firm stated that the business has become the soft underbelly of Nigeria's economic cow. And went further to say Nigerian oil thieves has seen turbo thievery in recent years, as state institutions have lacked the will and determination to address the problem frontally. Of course, it was under this administration that stated when oil prices were going up, that stated that they are not comfortable with the oil price going up because the Nigerian government will be more comfortable with $70, nothing more than $70. Never heard that in the history of this country, that oil price going up and government of the day come out to say we are not comfortable with oil price going up. Of course, the issue of oil turbo thievery, as that report calls it, another big headache, to the extent that our oil production down from the OPEC quota given to Nigeria. In time past, Nigeria asked for more quota, but these days we don't seem to care because even what we are giving, we cannot meet. Now, the Guardian newspaper, presidency must come south, ignore religion. Akeredolu insists election opportunity to turn Nigerians' fortune for good, says can President Keyamo. Tinubu strong, healthy, not withdrawing from presidential race. Obi moves to sign performance agreement as NLC promises 12 million votes. PDP crisis. Wike keeps party leaders guessing. FRSC bans officers from piloting political convoy ahead of campaigns. Of course, the Vanguard newspaper also this, the lead story, 2023, Akeredolu differ on same faith ticket. Muslim ticket, deceitful. We need experienced leader, Gumi. North can't produce next president again. Ondo governor says struggle for Southern presidency shouldn't be in vain. Begs Christians over APC's Muslim ticket. Peter Obi planning fake assassination attempt, APC alleges. Now, the story below the photograph, front page of the Vanguard newspaper, Presidency, Tinubu not here. Won't withdraw from race. The APC campaign council making that clarification for those who are saying Tinubu is not strong enough to withstand the rigor. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper, the lead story, of course, familiar, but the story behind the New Telegraph newspaper, the story beneath the photograph, Tin Can Island on a port, lack of expertise, stores 100% cargo inspection as acquired scanners gather dust 1 year after. We are training personnel to use them, says Customs. Importers lose 100 billion naira to overtime cargo penalties as manual inspection slows process. Lament inability to service loans. Now, this is another sad story. Because when importers take their goods to Cotonou ports, do so in time, pay less charges, and bring them into Nigeria. We say, why are they not patriotic enough to use Nigerian ports? But this is the problem. You bought scanners 1 year ago. You've not been able to train people to use these scanners. We are still doing manual inspection at our ports, to the detriment of importers who now have to pay charges. And of course, at the end of the day, they pass those charges to consumers. And we're talking about inflation in this country. Only in Nigeria. Learning how to use scanners, not rocket science we're talking about. You expect that you must have trained people even before you purchase that equipment. But not in Nigeria. Doing something differently, doing something very shameful. Now, the Daily Sun newspaper, Tinubu Obi clash as Atiku faces editors. We need competence. Not it's my turn to rule, Labour candidate tells APC standard bearer. Obi concocting lies against ex-Lagos governor. Campaign council editors to interrogate Atiku on policy plans. Now, the Nation newspaper, PDP in distress, says Autumn. Benue governor blames Atiku Wike rift on leaders. There are certain internal mechanisms that should apply to conflict resolution within the party. That's Autumn talking, one of the supporters or one of the members of the Wike wing of the PDP. Well, let's just look at one foreign newspaper quickly and I will come to you. Now, the Guardian newspaper, the Guardian of UK, an emergency, Prime Minister under pressure to reveal details of energy crisis plan. Yes, the morning period seems to be like honeymoon for the new Prime Minister, but after morning, she has to perform an emergency budget to bring in winter tax cuts for millions of people and set out more detail on assistance with energy bills is expected late next week as the country, the UK, emerges from mourning. A lot of work for Liz Truss. Ruben Rufai and Tundu.
I want to talk about that port scanner issue because it's very sad that in a country with all of the wahala we have, we can't even have scanners work at the ports. Coupled with the other problems we have a calling system, ATO, that has not, reduced the gridlock around that area. We have other challenges. We have the fact that it takes so much time to turn around your goods and services, and then it impacts on our economy. And you wonder, like you said, why people are going to ports in Togo and Benin Republic, and we're also having problems of scanner. With so much money that has gone into the port system, with so much possibility for a big economy with over 200 million people, and you are hearing that very small problems like this.
They say they are training 1 year after. They are still training
people on how to use scanners and all of that. And that's why a lot of people argue. You see, the ports can be a big money-making venture for Nigeria if we get our acts right. There's so much possibility, so much potential. We can open up the ports, open up other ones too. I hear there's some good work that has started on a port, Warri Port and the likes and things like that. And this new port they're about to put out there in Lekki.
The deep sea port.
But we must try as much as possible to ensure that we get the right investors in place and do what is right The deep sea port in Lekki, if the investors like the Tolerant Group and other people that came in didn't put their feet on the ground, are we going to get anything? So we must introspect, and we're not doing anything. If you go to our airports too, the same is the case. You know, I'm sure maybe the new airport they just built will mark a difference at the departure from the former Murtala Mohammed we used to have, the new terminal they just built.
I hope we'll maintain it.
That's another one, because people are
Murtala Mohammed was not built that way.
Yeah,
it was efficient.
It was efficient. It was good when it was built, but all of a sudden it wasn't well maintained and all of that. So the question is, what can we even do rightly as a people in this country?
If I may comment on the crisis with cargo inspection at the ports, the Nigerian ports, you have multiple agencies there. The agency that is responsible for cargo inspection is Customs.
Customs, yes.
If Customs is failing in delivering, and you have this congestion at the ports, because the scanners are not working, they are using manual scanners. If you check, Customs at some point was talking about upgrading technology so that turnaround time, that's the phrase,
yes,
you know, can be very quick, and you can decongest the ports. And now we're told that the place is congested because shipments, cargoes, you know, are not inspected on time. We have to look deeply into this. What are the two issues that I see in this regard? One is corruption. If you put the microscope onto it, you see that corruption is a problem. The second thing you will see also is a lack of synergy among the various agencies at the ports. And that lack of synergy creates problems, not just for the Nigerian Ports Authority, which manages the ports, but also for customers, for, you know, agents, for freighting agents, for, you know, people who have imported materials. And it is unfortunate, considering the fact that the head of the Customs Service, Colonel Hamid Ali, has been someone who has been very vocal about, you know, issues with regard to crude oil theft, with regard to smuggling and all of that. And he's unable to manage the one that concerns him directly. I think he should be called out. He should answer questions as to why his men cannot ensure proper turnaround at the customs, at the ports. So this is right in the, before the death of the head of the Controller General of Customs. And why is it that it is so difficult for him to get his scanners working, to get the technology working, and for him, because many of these are people, they come around, they talk, they grandstand. Whereas their own primary assignment, they cannot deliver in that regard. The other issue that I would like to bring up has to do with a report that I saw in the papers, I think in Punch, saying that passport issuance in Nigeria has risen by about 38% in the last 2 years. And in the last 2 years, people have been getting passports, over 2,000 persons per day, according to statistics from the Nigeria Immigration. But it is not just that they get the passports. Most of these people, they are leaving Nigeria in droves.
For good.
And the people who are leaving are doctors, other health workers, people in tech in Nigeria. And I think that the report indicating what has been conducted by even international agencies is very frightening. People are going to Canada, they are going to India, they are going to the UK. Sometimes, after reading the report, I was wondering, why am I still here? I mean, how many of us are left here? Because let us not hope that one day we will wake up and all of us are out of this place. They call it Japa. And it's a reflection of how bad the situation in Nigeria is. Yeah. And whoever is going to be president of Nigeria next has to do whatever is possible on the basis of these frightening reports that we keep getting to make sure that more of us stay here. Academics are leaving. Doctors are leaving. Who is going to remain here? Maybe my driver, maybe my mechanic.
You don't know
I will
maybe
be
it's processed in
here.
Canada already.
I'm going to be here.
Ruben,
I still believe in Nigeria.
there will be no place for you there.
Absolutely.
You have to leave.
Yes, I will be
We
here.
die here, Ruben.
We'll be here.
I don't plan to go anywhere. I'm just joking, but it's a serious
Yeah, it's
matter.
serious. It's serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But please don't be too sure. Your driver might be
38%
processing Canada
more.
already.
In fact, those ones may go first.
Yeah, they might be processing Canada already.
Well, we're stuck here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we're here.
Thank you
We're
very
not
much,
going anywhere.
Emmanuel.
No, we don't
Kenny.
have time. Oh dear.
Well, do we
I
have
know
any
Tulu wanted
option?
to comment on the pod.
Oh yeah, Tunu about
Yes,
yeah.
I actually did. And we started this morning talking about, missed opportunities and, squandered riches and leaving money on the table with regards to oil theft. And we're doing the same thing with the blue economy. We could be making so much money. It just boils down to all the naira we leave on the table because we're so inefficiently and ineptly run. Sad.
And we say we don't have enough money, government.
Well, thank you, Emmanuel Kenny. Thank you very much.